Hi, my name is Mike Wiskoski, and I am ready to know the truth. I am kind of inspired by Emma Gold's campaign to get everyone to say in unison, "We are ready," because there is a lot of power in numbers and power in the invitation process. And the reason I think full disclosure is so important right now is because we will understand the full scope of the spiritual context in which we found ourselves, in which we are powerful spiritual beings with nothing to fear. And of course, the truth will set us free. So I wanted to mention a few Law of One quotes that emphasize this and highlight this, because really, I don't think people realize just how precise the power we have is when we get together. Because they say that the service that they can offer, the Confederation can offer, is equivalent to the square. They call this the law of squares, the square of the calling. But they explain the calculation a little bit better. They say, what they said 10 people calling would be 1,012 approximately. So if you take the math backwards, you would have 1 plus 2 plus 4 for 3 people would be 7, plus 8 plus 16 plus 32. When you have the 5th person, that makes 63 times. So basically, when you get together in a small group, the power of the calling is multiplied by 63 times. They say, "Those of like mind which together seek shall far more surely find." And that the call of many of your peoples is many, many powered and overwhelmingly heard to the infinite reaches of the one creation. So I've created a website, newearth.network, that as a web developer, I'm a professional web developer, and I've been working on this for a few months now, and you can go on there, and it's a little bit like meetup.com, and it's also a little bit like Craigslist, but it's focused on the New Earth consciousness. So you go on there, and you can find people like you. As long as this spreads, and I want you to share this, newearth.network, with others, we can get together in our local communities for this shared purpose of bringing full disclosure now, of uniting in the New Earth consciousness to see this a lot faster and more powerfully when we join and take advantage of this law of squares, this power of invitation. Furthermore, Ra says, "The one being of creation is like unto a body. They see us as part of their body." If you'll accept this analogy, would we ignore a pain in the leg, a bruise upon the skin, a cut which is festering? No, there is no ignoring a call. So when we put out the call, that has invitation power beyond what we can see here, overwhelmingly heard to the infinite reaches of the one creation. So as one body, as one infinite creator, we together are answering the call as the call is asked. And also, as the truth will set you free, there was a great quote in the Course in Miracles that says, "Prisoners bound with heavy chains for years, starved and emaciated, weak and exhausted, and with eyes so long cast down in darkness they remember not the light, do not leap up in joy the instant they are made free. It takes a while for them to understand what freedom is." So even while we may have the truth, we have to come together and appreciate it and learn what it really means for us and learn what our true nature is. I can see how one reason we haven't been given full disclosure is related to the way that we are perceived by those who hold the information. They don't necessarily think of us as capable or worthy in some cases. They probably don't know that we actually have the power to take on the information collectively and deal with it and do what needs to be done without freaking out too bad. We're not thought of as who we truly are. And it's interesting to me that in the Law of One, they also say the highest chakra can only be opened when we get a sense of our worth. And this is in 32.14 the Law of One. The indigo ray is open only through considerable discipline and practice, largely having to do with acceptance of self, not only as a polarized and balanced self, but as the creator, as an entity of infinite worth. So it's interesting that like the last barrier we have is recognizing our own worth, our own worthiness. And there's a quote like this in the Course in Miracles too. It says, "The thought God holds of you is like a star, unchangeable in an eternal sky. So high in heaven is it set, that those outside of heaven know not it is there, yet still and white and lovely will it shine through all eternity. There was no time it was not there, no instant when its light grew dimmer or less perfect ever was. This is the thought God holds of you." So, in some sense, That's what we all need to work on, is having a higher estimation of what we are, of who we are. And that is what needs to go viral. Understanding our own worth, our own power, our own identity. So thanks for listening.